Hello, and shalom, my brothers, and welcome to a very special episode of the Tigger Tom Show. Today, I have a very special presentation for all of you. A story, really. One of gaming, shaving, dangerous people pushing dangerous narratives, and my personal favorite pastime, being a merchant, an accumulator of wealth to hide away from my fellow man, and look down upon the writhing masses in shame. Shame and pity.
Okay, drop him. He's a racist and an anti-Semite.
I've been doing this YouTube thing for a good bit now, and I've been watching YouTube for even longer. And because of this, I've accumulated a galaxy brain level knowledge of the internet. I remember one of the biggest appeals for me for a while was that unlike TV, YouTube didn't have advertisements. And when it did, they weren't obnoxious. Whereas TV would have a 5-minute ad break every 15 minutes or so, YouTube had maybe one 30-second ad every other video. In fact, a large number of videos from smaller creators didn't even have advertisements because YouTube didn't offer ads to be placed on just anyone's videos. A very small pool of YouTubers were given that privilege and could collect money from ad revenue, including a few names that you may recognize like Fred and Smosh, some of the finest artists and talented filmmakers of our time. But as time has gone on, ads have become increasingly more prevalent on the site and on the internet in general, with companies realizing lots of people go here. In fact, more people are going here than watching TV. We should find some way to make money off of all these poor losers. YouTube opened up the partner program to a larger number of people, allowing thousands of people to make money off of these ads from the comfort of their own bedrooms with their shitty blue snowball microphones and 2015 Dell laptop, accompanied by a cheap external monitor and a Logitech mouse. I, someone with 100,000 subscribers, would never do that. They were making their videos, getting their money, dancing. It was cool. Everyone liked it. Then, through a few rather unfortunate controversies, mostly involving our main man Felix, a number of large companies pulled out of YouTube's ads program for fear of having their product associated with content that could be seen as rather edgy or not ad-friendly. In a nutshell, they didn't want Coca-Cola to be advertised before a video where some gamer words were being used.
What a fucking
This was mostly because news outlets reached out to advertisers and attempted to stir up controversy amongst the media community in an effort to harm PewDiePie and YouTube's bottom line, and presumably so that they could scrounge up a few extra clicks on their dying venues. Ads have been more scarce, and ad revenue has been consistently lower across the board over the past few years, and people just aren't making money like they were back in 2015 and 2016. As a result of this shortage, a number of creators have decided to look for other ways to support themselves, hence the topic of today's video. Now you may be asking, Tom, isn't it less than advantageous for someone who wants to make money or have any success on YouTube to make a video criticizing the use of sponsors or making fun of them, because it will be extremely unlikely that any company will want to advertise on your videos now? Yes it is. Is making money fun for me? I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's more fun to burn bridges with any chance of future success that I would have. I'm sure that you guys have seen a number of creators taking advantage of the money to be made out here through a myriad of companies. One of the most common sponsors that I've seen lately is Honey, the web extension that is totally free and will let you save money for free.
It's Honey! Honey is a free browser add-on available on Google.
Websites
Opera,
are paying Honey.
Firefox,
So
basically, Honey is a free browser extension. Honey is
No. I'm not sure just how gullible people have become, but I tend to operate under the assumption that nothing is actually free. Generally speaking, if a company is offering free coupons for shopping online, and it involves installing some software of some kind in your computer, they're stealing your information and using it to market products to you, or they're selling it to other companies who will track the products you purchase and websites you visit and cater content to reflect that. Not to mention a decent amount of people that have used the product have talked about it online and how they basically received one $5 discount and were never able to save money with it again.
In case you don't know, Honey is a free browser extension that saves you money when you shop online.
Speaking of good old Shane, you may remember when he made an 8-part series about Jake Paul and talked extensively about the possibility that he was a sociopath, which furthered the process of making this term a buzzword that 14-year-old e-girls can use on Twitter whenever someone acts mildly insensitive. One of the most interesting things about the video, where he pushes a borderline fictitious psychological diagnosis from a woman who is by no means an expert on psychology, was when he showed for the company BetterHelp.
This is something I really think is great, something I actually really believe in. So BetterHelp is a service and an app where you can get affordable and private online counseling whenever you want.
Yeah, I'm sure that you really do believe in that service, Shane. Big guy, big fella. I bet you really are a frequent user of the product, and that you're not pushing it to your potentially mentally ill fans in an effort to make money off of them. Oh wait, it was a scam, and was posing a huge danger to those who used it, hence the giant YouTube controversy around it.
So what's wrong with BetterHelp then? You can have online therapy without leaving your house. You can have therapy at home. That's great. That sounds almost too good to be true. Well, yes, because it is. With BetterHelp, they have attempted to mass produce therapy. They pride on having 4 million users. However, in their own terms of service, they acknowledge that if you are using this site, it is not a complete substitute for face-to-face examination.
And for some reason, this video was still up with 23 million views. Shane, big guy, homie, there's a YouTube editor. You can cut that part out of the video. You can pay one of your interns to do it. It's not hard. If I were you, I'd also delete all of your tweets shilling it and promoting it once again to a large audience of impressionable, underage fans. Not everyone is a black-pilled internet loser like me who doesn't trust giant YouTubers. It would maybe be wise to get rid of this big guy. Shane Dawson was also a guest on one of the worst podcasts ever, being Ethan Klein's H3 podcast.
Today's guest, the wonderful, prolific, hilarious, talented Shane Dawson. Recently passed 12 million subscribers on your now main channel. Yes.
Ethan and Ela Klein are two members of the YouTube channel H3H3 Productions, as I'm sure most of you are already aware. For years, they were at the top of the YouTube chain, being pretty much universally liked, and despite a few mistakes along the way, they managed to maintain this image of being some of the most likable people on the platform for years. However, sometime at the end of last year, a number of their fans had become disenfranchised with the way that the H3 brand had gone, due to a few things that Ethan had done which many had disapproved of. He had managed to divide his fan base into two groups: those who still supported Ethan and saw all the criticism being thrown towards him as the sum of nitpicking and menial complaints, and those who actively felt that Ethan had made a number of mistakes that needed to be acknowledged by the big man himself, especially considering that he could now be considered guilty of a number of the things that he used to criticize others for, and had abandoned most of his values once he got to the top. Without getting into a ton of specifics, it was pretty bad, but be sure to check out Gokanaru's video about the subject if it still interests you. While these videos seemingly snowballed into some of the biggest YouTube drama of last year, just a year later, they have seemingly managed to duck away from most of this criticism after a lengthy apology from Ethan.
Or people who were making videos about like all the things I mentioned, because yeah, it is all in here. Everything you guys have said bad about me and that you've noticed, all my bad personality traits and all that, it's all in here.
A bit of a regroup for the two in a lot of ways, and I was happy to see that they were doing better. In fact, I had plans to make a video about Ethan's sort of redemption arc because I appreciated him changing for the better a lot. I used to enjoy his videos and a lot of the contributions from him to the community as a whole, and I saw him as a force for good. And so I thought, you know, it was neat to see him recognize his mistakes. That being said, almost nothing has changed in the past year, particularly in regards to the podcast. One of the biggest criticisms back in the day was that there were way too many sponsors on the show. Nowadays, he has cut down on sponsors for sure, but honestly, I don't think he needs them at all. The H3 podcast probably already makes close to $100K per episode, with the number of revenue streams from Twitch subscribers, Twitch ads, YouTube ads on the actual podcast, YouTube ads on the highlights that they post. They probably already make a good $50,000 per episode. I think that they could probably do without the sponsored messages. Let me guess, a lot of you don't believe me. Okay. They just purchased a $9 million home, and I'm willing to bet a good amount of their income is directly from the podcast. These guys are not the little wholesome YouTubers that we loved before. They are extremely wealthy celebrities with connections to Hollywood and the entertainment industry. However, they still manage to fuck up any interaction they have with someone who has a real audience. Not to mention the show is complete fucking garbage.
The movie is being slammed by most critics, yet
A lot of critics have reviewed it favorably.
Wait, hold on.
Dangerous movie.
That's not true. I was on Rotten Tomatoes yesterday. It's got 69%. And families of the 2012 movie theater shooting in Aurora where the guy like dressed up as Joker.
No, he wasn't actually dressed up as the Joker.
Well, he dyed his hair. It was during a Batman screening, and he like threw. It was nuts. You know what's funny about Elliot Rodriguez? He wasn't even that bad looking. It's like, you're just a creep, bro.
It's Elliot Roger.
For someone who used to be a champion of small creators and taking down corporate YouTube, it sure is weird that Ethan has now become basically, well, corporate YouTube.
Whatever, fuck him.
With some of the serious stuff out of the way, I think it's best to talk about mobile game advertisements. The two most popular ones being Vikings, War of Clans, and Raid, Shadow Legends.
I'm just gonna give a big thank you to Vikings War of Clans for sponsoring this video. If you're looking for a beautiful free-to-play strategy RPG with that hard-to-find old-school feel we grew up with in the 90s and early 2000s, look no further because you've met your match.
I have seen so many people promoting these two games to the point where if I see someone doing an ad for them, I just click off the video and go watch something else. The worst part is that people actually pretend to be interested in them. They pretend like they play these games and say things like, "You can download this game and play it with me." I can say with 1000% confidence that they will play that game once and never ever play it again. The bald fucker Matthew Santoro did an epic ad for Raid Shadow Legends.
Hey friends, today's video is sponsored by the brand new mobile game Raid Shadow Legends,
which is the first minute of his 12-minute video about 50 amazing facts to blow your mind.
Raid is a brand new collection RPG game with an amazing storyline, awesome 3D graphics, giant boss fights, and more than 400 champions for you to collect and personally customize. Raid's graphics and storyline are comparable to AAA console releases purchases, but the game is free to play. And it's got an almost perfect score on the Play Store.
Are you really going to even try to pretend that this is the game of the century? Do you expect me to take it from your dumb, bald, plagiarizing fucking mouth that Raid Shadow Legends is just the most amazing experience ever? And just for the meme, I decided that I would download this game and play it, and massive surprise, it is just as dog shit as I had anticipated. And no, the graphics are not on par with most AAA releases.
This game's great if you like to choose your own playstyle. Want to use diplomacy and teamwork to get ahead? Go on. Want to dominate and destroy cities or build a badass fortress? That works too.
You can just tell that he's trying his best to pretend like he cares about Vikings War of Clans, but like, just behind his eyes you can see that he's just ready to die. Oh, look, it's my favorite developer, Plarium.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
Why are we still here? Just to suffer. Every night, I can feel my leg.
Developer of such great games as Soldiers Inc., Sparta, War of Empires, the greatest games that the App Store has to offer. I mean, hell, just look at some of the great customer reviews from the review section of Vikings, War of Clans.
A spreadsheet would be more entertaining than this game. Train troops you never see, send them out to fight, but you don't get to control or interact with the fight. All you do is make numbers bigger to get bigger numbers. Truly awful game.
Like other reviewers say, it's basically pay to win. If you're halfway a decent looking female, don't connect to your Facebook, or it's just a bunch of freaks messaging you endlessly into real-life characters.
They take your money. If their games glitch, they deny it. Their server is too small for the amount of people they have. Myself and numerous others play the game, and because of the issues they have, we have lost lots of money and items. Spent weeks working on a hat of swales, and because of a glitch in game, it sent me to a different screen, and when it did, it dismantled. This person contacted support and got basically warning, don't spend your money if you play, you're wasting it.
Wait, but guys, come on, surely Raid Shadow Legends is a better game. I mean, come on, it has the word legend in the title.
This game is run by horrible people who treat their players like trash. I'm writing this review to give players an idea of what Plarium does to their player base. They release a new limited time legendary fusion but put up a massive paywall to force players to spend money.
This has been a horrible experience so far.
This game is such a rip-off. I've spent over $300 on this game and nothing good came out of it. It's way overpriced because you never get anything good or worth your money. I'm very disappointed. I would honestly like my money back from this game since they have totally ripped me off. Middle finger.
Bro, that is insane! How could Raid Shadow Legends be anything less than fucking superb? There are better sponsors in this that are more relevant to your audience that you can use, you know? When you have millions of subscribers, sponsors will be reaching out to you every day. You can easily afford to get a better company to show in your video. And if you want to see a way to do one of these sponsorships right, Internet Historian did a pretty funny ad for Raid where he didn't even pretend to care about the company and just made one of the most objectively awful endorsements that a company could have ever made. I thought it was hilarious. I enjoyed it a lot. I guess to wrap up this video, I'd like to say a few things. A few bows to tie on this, this epic video of mine. There's nothing wrong with wanting money from your videos. They can take hours and hours to make, and I definitely can't blame anyone who wants to use YouTube as a means to make money. Ad revenue certainly doesn't pay me enough to make a living, but it's not like it's a huge concern for me anyway, as I have a job and I'm like 9 years old. Realistically, we're not all playing the same game here. Some people make videos for fun, some people make videos because it's their living, some people do a little bit of both, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, I would appreciate if some of these massive YouTubers would vet their sponsors better, or at least be sponsored by a product that is actually of quality, rather than just reading through some dumb list of talking points and pretending to care about a product. I remember very vividly when I was at just around 10,000 subscribers, the people from the Amino app tried to get me to put an ad for them on my video. I had a little back and forth with them over email, but eventually I just stopped responding because I realized that I had no interest in their gimmicky, stupid app, and I wasn't willing to push it onto my subscribers. Do my fans really have an intense interest in the Amino app? I certainly do not. All of that being said, there are some companies that provide YouTube sponsorships that seem genuinely good. I've never spent the money to purchase the products from Dollar Shave Club personally, but from some of the sponsorships that I've seen and things that I've heard about them, it looks like a genuinely good product. I probably wouldn't put it in my videos because I don't care about shaving products and they have nothing to do with my channel or what I talk about. Not to mention, a lot of my audience probably has never seen a single hair sprout out of their faces, but it looks like it's not a bad deal for the price and I don't mind seeing YouTubers push it. But a lot of the products that YouTubers will push will just be downright useless, and I feel like they know it. A little while back, everyone's favorite ripped Ginger, the gamer from Mars, offered to give me a sponsorship with Raid, Raid Shadow Legends, and, you know, it would be quite a bit of money, and I can't lie, I almost did it, mostly because the coupon code would be degenerate. Ultimately, I just couldn't go through with it. Maybe I'm just a stubborn loser, but whatever the case, I didn't take the offer. The only kind of sponsorships I would be willing to do would be for my own merch, which is barely a sponsorship at all. Or I would be willing to advertise one of those anime girl body pillow companies. You guys don't even have to send me your money. I'll just promote your awful products for the low price of some free epic anime pillows. This is less of a joke than I'd like it to be. Overall, I've always just been really against making my videos feel more corporate or official. I never want them to seem like you're just watching television, because I hate TV. As much as YouTube hates it and is trying to get rid of it, YouTube was originally an escape from television and mainstream media. A place where any old kid could start up a channel and organically grow an audience to cater to a niche group. I don't want to make videos for any old schmuck. I want to make videos for people like me, and I certainly don't want to insert a minute-long ad that completely breaks the flow of my video just in exchange for like $1,000. It's just not worth it. So thanks so much to all of you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed making it. Be sure to leave a comment down below telling me if you liked it or didn't like it, and follow my friend who is not me on Twitter. I've been Turkey Tom, and until next time, leave me alone.